All right, this is the WillCo Sports Power Hour tonight, brought to you by Tim Thompson, Premier Realty. I'm Garth Bowden of Gateway Tire, joined by my co-host Charles Pullum. And I tell you what, we might have one of the greatest shows of the year here with us tonight. But before we get started into talking about our sponsors, I want to say something from Charles and I, if we can have everybody's attention. We've been doing this together for 4 or 5 years. Gateway Tire has we've sponsored the Athletes of the Week now for 13 or 14 years. But anyway, tonight this is why we do it. You all, the parents, the student athletes that are here tonight, we couldn't ask for a better crowd, and we're very, very thankful for you all. To Ravenwood, a classy group, fell just short of your goals and our goals for you all. And Paige, once again, returning to where you guys ought to be as well. So thank you all for being here tonight. It's cold outside. It's snowing a little bit, but you know what? It's hot in here. And we're going to have some fun. So stick with us for a little while. We'll start off with Ravenwood, but I'll let Charles go over our list of sponsors that we have. So take it away.
Again, thank you all for being here. This is the WillCo Sports Power Hour. We're live here every Monday night. Always special, bringing a platform for our student athletes and coaches to talk about here. A fun show here, all football. It fits the weather here. We're going to talk Ravenwood for the first half. We're going to have Paige in that second half. But our great sponsors that make this happen, Tim Thompson, Premier Realtors, Gateway Tire and Service, Toyota of Cool Springs, Stonegate Homes, Matthews Team Sports, Trucking for Kier, Tennessee, Southern Trophy, and John Mayer Builders. Again, I'm the sports editor at the Williamson Herald here, too. Always trying to do so much for this community at all times, but really neat to see everybody come together for a fun one here tonight. Looking forward to this. We got a lot of players we're going to talk to on both sides. We got both coaches we're going to chat with. It's going to be a fun one, Garth.
Yeah, it is. And, arguably, some could say, they would disagree with us because, they're just fans of other teams. But these two teams right here that are presented here tonight, they're the class. They're the class of Williamson County. And congratulations to all of you all for what you do in the community of Williamson County. You make it fun. So, with that, we don't really have a Toyota of Cool Springs scoreboard tonight due to the holidays. Unfortunately, Ravenwood lost. Paige won. So Paige continues on to play in Chattanooga. So that's our Toyota Cool Springs scoreboard. So
we're going to learn a lot about what happened last week.
We are
looking forward to it. Again, thinking of what's going on here currently, too. So it's great to have these football teams set up here. We're monitoring a lot of wrestling. We've got some national contenders in cross country still. Brentwood girls are out there. Also, we have Asher Oates of Independence who qualified in a national setting there. Do want to mention on wrestling, high school hoops, you're going to find a lot of coverage on the Williamson Herald, but we still have a fun week of football here, and I think we got to dive right in, Garth. Let's bring Ravenwood up. Coach Hester, do we want to start with you? I think we could bring Coach Hester up and chat for a little bit as well. Coach Will Hester of Ravenwood High School, come on up. The Raptors finishing up 13-1, and what a season it was. Coach, happy to have you back on board with us as usual. Man, Coach, tell us a little bit about this season and just how special it was running with these guys.
Yeah, obviously a great year. Anytime that you're practicing on Thanksgiving, it's been a heck of a year. I think that's one of the most special things about the Tennessee high school calendar, that regardless of it feels like when we start, the semifinals always falls on that week of Thanksgiving. So when you are practicing that week, you're doing something special, and we had the opportunity to do that. Memories that these guys will never forget. We had some big wins over the season, went to Alcoa and won, went to Oakland and won. Basically our league wasn't as great as it's been in the past, so it wasn't much competition there. So, but obviously we played well in out-of-region stuff, and went to Houston on Friday. came up a few plays short. I like to say that we just ran out of time. But yeah, there was 5 or 6, 7 plays. If we could have got 2 or 3 of them to go our way, it would have been a different outcome. But 24-21 gets the defending state champs. Proud of our guys. They fought until the end, but just came up a few plays short.
Let's talk a little bit about that game too, because again, we're trading blows in this one here too. I go back to the end of the first half. They had a crucial score there, but then you guys are really trading touchdowns, trading scores, and a few miscues on top of that too. Give us a little rundown of what that second half especially was kind of like. 10-7 game into at half. You guys are down by 3, but tell us a little bit about coming out and just what you saw from the guys in that second half.
Yeah, I think you got to look at the very end of the first half too. We score to take the lead 7-3 with 42 seconds left. Good kickoff return there, screen pass and a penalty, and now they're in the red zone, and they score right there before the half to make it 10-7. So going to the half down 3, which we were down to Alcoa at the half. We had been down to Oakland at the half. It wasn't something that we weren't accustomed to. Came out and played well in the second half. Kind of traded touchdowns there. We took the lead 14-10. They took the lead back 17-14. We took the lead back, and it was just back and forth. Both teams had a turnover in there. We took a fumble away from them first, had the ball up forward, driving a little bit. We turned it over again to give it right back to them. That's when they drove down and scored to take the lead. Then we have some opportunities to get inside we had the ball at the 31-yard line there with about 2.5, 3 minutes to go in the game. Had a 4th down opportunity there that we were unable to convert, but that kind of ended the game.
Now, beyond that, summarizing this year a little bit, you guys go into this game, we're unbeaten, we're 13-0. I got to chat with guys like Van and on your staff, Chris Rowland, people like that. When you finish an unbeaten regular season, Coach, the accomplishments on this team, we see our all-region setups here too in terms of your MVPs, everybody coming across here. Just how do you even begin to summarize what a special year this was and what it meant for these Raptors to get as far as they did too?
Yeah, and it's probably hard, 48 hours out from it being over to kind of reflect appropriately onto the things that were accomplished and were done. Clearly, and we've kind of hit on them. You beat 2 perennial state powerhouses in their house on the road during the course of a regular season. The school's, 22 years old now. Garth's been around Ravenwood for a long time. To only be the second team to go, 10 wins. And part of that's because of the out-of-conference schedule that we play and things of that nature. And, I think that's a big deal, something for these kids to hang their hat on. And then, to be practicing on Thanksgiving, playing in the state semifinals in the last 4 teams. And, clearly, we feel like there were some things we could have done different to be successful. We didn't go to Memphis and get, blown out or anything like that. It was a good football game and one of the best high school football games I've been a part of, to be quite honest. But in the end, we weren't the team that were victorious. One team was, and now they get to move on and play. But, we had a team meeting today. We took up the stuff today. We loved on our seniors a little bit and what they've accomplished and kind of passed the torch to the young guys. And, this thing never really ends, right? It just kind of recycles, and every team is different. Coach Saban, I think, says the best, that winning is not a continuum. That's what's so impressive about what Paige has done over the course of the last several years. It doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of work, takes a lot of effort to be, playing for your 4th state championship in a row. Pretty unbelievable. A lot of Ravenwood people rooting on the Patriots this week as they go play. Obviously, Williamson County feels like a big place, but, when it gets right down to it, it's a small community, and I think we all want to see each other be successful.
So, Coach, you mentioned this earlier. You've been around the Ravenwood for so many years, as well as I've seen Ravenwood, the ups and downs. When you close out the season like you just had, how do you remind these young men about the impact that they've had compared to the years that you've coached? You said it best. They're only the second team to do what they've done.
And in the end, I don't know that any one team's better than any other team. There's some arguments, especially with the Rowlands hanging around the office. They like to fight over which teams are better.
I'm sure they do.
Because, it's just what they do, right? So, But in the end, I think every team stands on its own. I think every set of circumstances and every set of memories that have been made, all the things that have happened, whether you're 13-1 or whether you're, 6-7 or whatever, I think, that senior group has made memories that are going to last a lifetime. Some of them are great memories and positive and make you smile, and some of them are sad memories. But, that's what this life is all about. If you're living this life to the fullest, good things happen, bad things happen, right? And one thing I told the guys today is that, losing the game may be something that propels someone else to do something special. And what I mean by that is, it's like a death almost, right? You got to mourn the death or whatever, but you also got to learn how to deal with bad things. In my opinion, there's 3 times in life, right? You're either coming out of something bad, going into something bad, or dead in the middle of something bad, right? And so learning how to deal with adversity and negative things, that's all part of this life, right? So, I think it's a special opportunity for us to respond and see, what kind of people we are coming out of a negative.
Coach, we get to chat with a couple of your guys here, obviously, and we could chat with so many of them, but specifically we have Lane and Maverick we're going to talk to tonight a little bit. Let's chat a little bit about Lane's season and what he brought to this team.
Yeah, one of our natural leaders on our team. We have a player council. We do game captains, but we have a group of guys that we call the player council that are elected by their teammates that kind of epitomize who the team views as the leaders of our team. And I think we have 4 or 5 seniors on there, 4 juniors, 3 sophomores, something along those lines, and they're elected each spring or summer by their teammates. Lane is one of those guys that's been on there for several years now, elected by his teammates. A guy who plays with a lot of passion, a lot of intensity, a guy who, quite frankly, when he's on the field those 48 minutes, he's not really a guy that you want to mess with. He's also a guy that cares greatly, passionate, loves hard, may hold a grudge or two against people, some in his life, but in the end, that's got to be part of who you are, right? Something has to motivate you. Something has to be that chip on your shoulder, and Lane finds a way to channel that energy.
And so we've had Femi on here. You embrace this 2-quarterback system all season, and it's been so impressive to see, kind of reinventing a wheel in some ways here. But having Maverick on as well, tell us a little bit about this junior quarterback for you.
Yeah, I think we talked a lot about both of them the last time we were on. But, they're the same guys they were a month ago or whenever it was that we were on here last time. They both are kind of the yin and yang to each other. They both, Femi's more the vocal guy. Maverick's more the, follow what I do kind of guy. And, they both are just great leaders in their own right. Go back to that player council. There was a time where, those guys were sophomores elected to be part of the player council, playing the same position, fighting for the same stuff, but their teammates both already identified them to be excellent leaders. And, Maverick is just kind of the ultimate competitor, right? He's going to do whatever he feels like he can possibly do to help the team be successful. And, there are times where he's begged to play every position on the field and quite frankly, probably could. We probably could put him in at safety or linebacker or long snapper or nose guard or wherever, and he'd be successful. That's just the kind of kid he is. But, he's also a pretty dynamic quarterback in his own right.
That's been about 3 weeks ago, I believe. And in that evening, I had so much admiration to hear you talking about those two getting along the way they do, and they, they could literally room together in college. It sounds like they get along so well. But, if you remember, I brought Maverick up here, and I'm gonna call him Chance some point tonight because Chance,
you wouldn't be lying
because
that's part of his name.
Because my son's name's Chance, so it's going to come out. But I pulled him up here and had so much admiration, and it's so fitting that he's back here tonight, and we get to recognize him for his accomplishments, but also, the character, but to being able to put up with a 2-quarterback system. I just, I've never ever seen how that works to where these two get along the way they do.
And I've been talking about this for 20 weeks now. So to be quite honest with me, I'm kind of over the whole 2-quarterback thing. They're football players, right? You don't say it's a 2 nose guard system or a 2 left guard system or a 2 wide receiver system. They're 2 football players that play quarterback, and they both play. It's just
and they're both good.
It's just the system, right?
They're both good, and they could start and play every possession on other teams. So you're just very fortunate to have both of them.
Coach, before we let you go and bring these guys up here, you mentioned about, just the small community vibe of a high school football season and teams here and connections here. And I want to have the opportunity because just a couple weeks ago you brought in a former player to speak to your kids, and that's one of those things you do oftentimes. And I think it was Austin Burt that's actually one of those guys that spoke before a quarterfinal or a semifinal there. There's that connection right there to the Hazzard family. Everybody here, that's the older brother. And when you think of, having Austin and starring for your teams for so long there, and then having, this young Eric Hazzard hanging out there too. I'm sure he was watching lots of games and stuff. But can you just kind of speak on that connection and how kind of cool that is to connect these two communities and these two schools?
Yeah, I mean, it's all kind of intertwined, right? I mean, Eric's dad and my wife went to high school together. I mean, and there's a whole lot of, stuff that winds back through that deal. But, obviously Austin was a very good player for us. This is actually the second year in a row that he has spoken to our team. He came with another one of our former players, Stephen Nash. And, I mean, Eric was running around. He was a little toe-headed kid kind of running around, and 10 years ago when his brother was playing. So, obviously, he's a lot bigger now, a lot better player than Austin was. But obviously, it's cool that it's all kind of intertwined. I mean, like I said, Williamson County is a big place. There's a lot of football teams, but you can get it real small, real easy if you look at all the things that are connected.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back throughout the years, especially the 22 years, you had kids zoned for Ravenwood now that are zoned from Nolensville or Page. It's split up now so many different ways that it's hard to keep up with. But
well, I mean, I graduated from the school across the interstate, right?
That one school, yeah.
All the people that live in Nolensville now that are zoned in Nolensville, some of my best friends at that school lived in Nolensville. So that community's all been, chopped up and moved around and done different things. I mean, the Rowland brothers literally live 2 doors down from that high school now. So,
Coach, congratulations on another very successful season. It was a lot of fun following you guys through this year. Really looking forward to next season already for you. I know it's you're probably already planning on that route too, but let's
started
go ahead.
Today.
How much time do they get off? I mean, do they get any time off?
The state requires us to take 3 weeks off, which kind of gets us to exam week. So I mean, we'll crank it back up on January the 6th at 5:30 a.m.
Why not? Love it. Coach Hester, thank you so much for your time here. Appreciate that.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you.
Again, this is the WillCo Sports Power Hour live here at Tony's Eat and Drink. If you can't make it, we're live on the Williamson Herald Facebook page, the Gateway Tire and Auto Facebook page. We'll be out on YouTube later, Spotify as well. And we got to give a shout-out to our Outside the Lines crew that are here as well, taking photos. We're live on Instagram on Outside the Lines, so really neat to have all that. But if we can get Lane Sumerel up here, we'll chat a little more Ravenwood football. And
that's a big crowd back there in the back.
Yeah, I like it.
That's
a
a big crowd.
It's a neat mingle here. Lane, here's a spot for you. Thank you so much. Hey, Coach said obviously a lot of great things here. Tell us about your perspective here of this season and just what it meant to be a part of this this group here with the Raptors.
Yeah, I mean, obviously super special group. Still kind of hurts that we didn't get it done. We kind of manifested what it was going to be this year since our freshman year. But yeah, just super special group. Unfortunate that we didn't get it done, but I'm going to cherish these memories forever.
I see. Tell us a little bit about this game. Going over to the Memphis side, playing in Germantown, playing at the defending champs, the build up to that, and just kind of what it was like, and what you guys, I guess, everything about that experience. Because again, Turkey and football is so special, and you guys had that opportunity, and then going on the road at the defending champs. Tell us a little bit about all that.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Hester always talked about practicing on Thanksgiving is a super special thing that many people don't get to do, and we were super fortunate that we got to do it. I mean, we knew they had some dudes over there, but we weren't scared to go on the road. We'd done it before. We were just another game, but yeah, I mean.
Now, Ken, this is Lane Sumerel, a senior here for Ravenwood. I think he ended up with maybe 4th on the team in tackles here, but just one of those guys that We've talked about this Page defense a ton. Tell us a little bit about this Ravenwood defense, because this was another standout group here in Williamson County and in the state.
Yeah, I think I actually saw your tweet. I think it was after the Stewart's Creek game, talking about how many points we allowed. We got a lot of dudes that can just play ball. Secondary's deep. Our linebackers are deep. D-line's deep. You and I talked about our D-line. It's super special group and solid.
Let's go back to just, finishing a regular season 10-0 a little bit and entering the playoffs there, being one of those teams to beat. Obviously, you guys had, knocked off some really great teams on that. Coach alluded to that, your Alcoas, your Oaklands, things like that. But just tell us about that regular season and how special it was to get an unbeaten one there.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it had only be done one time in the history of our school. We wanted to get it done another time. It was super rewarding to go out there and get it done. As tough as besides our region, like Coach Hester said, but as tough as our schedule was to go get it done. But yeah, I mean, we're super proud of that. Wish that it could have led over to the playoffs and kept the record going, but super special. I got you. Thinking of this team as a senior here, tell us a little bit about your expectations, thoughts for the future of Ravenwood here, because again, I know it's a big group of you guys that have been playing together for a long time. But what's the future for Ravenwood? Yeah, I mean, cleaning out our lockers today was pretty sad, but I got to talk to a couple of the dudes that are juniors, about to be seniors. Kind of like Coach just said, we're giving them the torch. I hope this senior class kind of showed them the expectations for what needs to happen for y'all to go undefeated, and hopefully they can get it done in the playoffs.
Tell me a little bit about this player council that Coach was talking about. You've been a member of it for a few different years. Tell us how does that work? I mean, I want to hear more about that.
So instead of just coach, like a lot of schools do, coach picking a few players to be the captains for the whole year, he leaves it up to the players at the beginning of the year, and I think this spring going into the summer. Each player gets a card. They write down who they think from each class. They get to pick a couple of seniors, a few juniors, and a couple of sophomores, and that's who they want to represent the team. And then you send it in. Coaches take all the papers, count them up, and then whoever has the most votes gets to lead the team. And then Coach Hester's pretty good about we'll meet throughout the year, just us, and we'll decide whatever it is, where to take action and what not to do and what to do.
So he's allowing you all as players to sort of handle the morale or whatever needs to be handled in the locker room when things arise. I mean, that's actually a great approach, because in business a lot of times you'll find out real quick from your staff, they'll take care of it. You don't have to discipline. The staff will take care of it themselves. That sounds sort of like what you guys are doing in-house as a football team.
Yes, sir. I mean, I think it speaks volumes about our team, and especially Coach Hester for our team is player-led. Coach Hester's great. You all know that. But that's what made us so special, too, is when something happened, it wasn't just a coaching thing. It started with the players, and a lot of times we could get that done within ourselves, and coaches didn't even have to touch it.
Adds a whole nother measure of accountability to you guys as the council to stand up for your teammates and so forth and say, hey, this is the way we see it, and you go to the coach and, you can work through things. That's neat.
Well, Lane, introduce your quarterback here in Maverick Chance up here. Before we get him up here, tell us something about Mav.
Mav's a solid dude. I think Coach Hester covered it. He could play literally any position on the field. Great teammate. He'll do anything to win, and that's what makes him so special. He's gritty, and he'll do whatever it takes to get it done.
Lane, we appreciate you taking some time to come and chat with us.
Yeah, congratulations
Senior
on
here
a
at
great
Ravenwood
season.
High, Lane Sumerel, one of those leaders on that great defense there, really special. Again, this is the WillCo Sports Power Hour, brought to you by so many of our great sponsors: Tim Thompson, Premier Realtors, John Mayer Builders, and of course, Stonegate Homes. if we can get Maverick Chance up here, he was one of our recent Gateway Tire Athletes of the Week, actually leading into our Thanksgiving week. So
Yeah,
pretty
it was
special to have
right
Maverick
before
coming
the
up here. Yep.
Thanksgiving break.
Maverick, come on up, a junior here for the Ravenwood High School Raptors. Maverick, thanks for coming on board, man. Well, tell us a little bit about just how you're feeling right now. It's just been like 48 hours, we know, but how we managing?
Pretty tired.
A little tired.
He's got a little bit of a brace on his knee as well,
I
so
gotcha.
he came up here with a little bit of hobble. So you're not feeling the best in the world right now.
Not really. I mean, kind of woke up a little sick today too. So
Oh gosh. Okay. All
not
right.
the best day.
I see. Well, Maverick, tell us. Let's go right into this semifinal game here, and you guys trading some blows here with the defending champs. Tell us a little bit about the atmosphere of that game and what it was like on the field.
I mean, it was pretty cold. We went out and we're pretty confident in ourselves because we'd been beating everybody we'd come across, and it's just we were ready.
Mm-hmm.
They were good, so it was a tough game.
Let's go further back there because we're recognizing you for that win against Stewart's Creek, and again, kind of leading the offense there, getting things going. Tell us a little bit about what you were trying to do and how you impact the offense here, because again, we talk about you splitting some time with Femi there, and you guys make the best of both opportunities at all times, and you're supporting one another. Just tell us about your approach to that game against Stewart's Creek.
I mean, just go out, run the plays Coach Hester calls, and to the best of my ability and win the game pretty much.
Well, that sounds pretty simple, right?
He's
What Coach Hester says? Yeah.
This is. You're awfully soft-spoken to be out there and hit anybody that gets in your way. I mean, there's got to be a bull or something inside of you, because I've seen you get out there and you're not afraid to hit anybody, but you're so soft-spoken.
I mean, I guess I just
How do they hear you in the huddle?
I guess sometimes they don't like.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
Houston
there we
Max
go.
is
That's why
yelling
you
at
have to
me.
run the football so much, is because they don't hear you in the huddle, right?
You're busy calling your number, huh?
I guess so. I guess so.
Well, not quite. Okay,
I'm
got
just
it.
picking on you.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you're a heck of a football player. You wouldn't be up here to be it. But, you know, Lane said it best. You're gritty,
Mhm.
and you're a winner. You don't back down against anything that's put in front of you. And obviously, you guys go to Houston with a ton of confidence. You had every right to be confident. What in that game threw you guys a little bit of curveball that you were not expecting, or what presented itself a little bit of a challenge?
I guess they were just better than everybody else we played, so we kind of just weren't ready for that. Come out and smack us in the mouth, but we fought hard and we came back and smacked them in the mouth too. So didn't work out too bad.
Well, they knew you were there. I mean, obviously, you guys left and they knew that y'all were there, so you made a big impression. You know, not only to Houston but to the rest of the state. I mean, because for those of us on the outside looking in, there's a lot of great outlook to see coming forward next year with this group. There's a lot of depth that's coming back. So, you know, you guys left your mark and you fell just short. And as Coach Hester said, just a few plays could have gone the other way, and you guys would be playing Friday night. And so, you know, a heck of a job. I mean, yes, this award is from the Stewart's Creek game. I don't remember the stats you had from that night, but you know, when Charles and I talk, I'm, you know, like that's our guy right there. I mean, but there again, you're awfully soft-spoken.
I guess so.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Well,
I mean, Charles and I both are pretty vocal, you know, and Coach Hester, he's really vocal.
tell us, I guess, a little bit about the future plans here a little bit. I mean, what is this group going to be like next season? I know it's kind of tough to even jump into that, but as Coach said, we're almost, we do a few weeks off, and then we come right back to the grind here and start prepping, and that's just kind of what it takes to have that success. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts on what you'll be working on and what this team needs to do.
We got a lot of guys coming back, but a lot of spots that need to be replaced by younger guys that need to step up into those roles and really make a difference with the team too.
Now, a few weeks ago when we had Femi up here, we let him talk a little bit about you, and I want you to have the opportunity to chat a little bit about him as well too.
Yeah, because I believe I saw him come through here a little bit earlier.
Give us a little story about
right,
Femi. Yeah,
Maverick's going to tell us the truth.
That's the opportunity. Yeah.
Don't hold back and be vocal at this point.
I mean, we've been friends back since like 3rd grade, and we started playing football together then too, and we switched off pretty much every year in 7-on-7 after that, so pretty used to that. And I mean, it's pretty easy to get along with him since we've been such good friends for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it hadn't been that long ago that he was a little scrawny kid. I mean, he lives right down the street from me, and he was a little scrawny kid walking that dog of his. But, I mean, that gum, you guys put a lot of time in the weight room. I mean, he's gotten big, gotten tall, and you know, I bet you can bench more than him too, can't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
He probably doesn't put much time in the weight room, right?
No, I don't think so. Look at him.
Look at him.
Now we're getting to where we need to be. We're getting vocal now. Anyway, you guys, you're awesome, and we wish both of you guys the best. 2 of our Gateway Tire athletes of the week happen to be quarterbacks.
Yep.
So, you know what? Congratulations. I know you guys are going to work hard. Best of luck next year moving forward, okay?
Maverick, here you go, man.
Maverick
Congratulations.
chance. And I did not mess it up. I didn't mess it up. Congratulations.
Again, the WillCo Sports Power Hour brought to you by so many of our great sponsors: Matthews Team Sports, Truck and Fork here, Tennessee, and Toyota of Cool Springs. Again, we're out there on Facebook. Check us out, Williamson Herald, also on Gateway Tire and Auto. We'll be on YouTube and Spotify a little later, but transitioning to the page side of things here, too. Again, congratulations to Ravenwood on such a successful season. 13-1, state semifinals. Really
That's
impressive.
right. Everybody, let's give Ravenwood Raptors a big hand.
Well, if we can get Coach Charles Rathbone on up here for the page side. We got a few players we're going to be chatting with as well. Looking forward to hearing on a little perspective, obviously, getting back into this state championship game. I think Coach is here.
Yeah, he came in. I'm not sure where he went.
Just got
but
to
he's
find a
here
way to get
somewhere.
over here. Yeah.
Here he comes.
Again, we're here at Tony's Eat and Drink Mondays. Always, this is such a special spot. Great food, great hang, great spot to catch Monday Night Football and beyond. Always nice to kick things off here. But we have Charles Rathbone of Page High School joining us now. Going to have a crowd, a little bit of community feel here, Coach. Tell us, this is the support here. How do you break down that?
Well, I mean, Page is a great community, obviously. I mean, a lot of special people at Page, a lot of people I call friends that I don't necessarily hang out with because of my position, but I mean, if I wasn't in this position, it's people I would hang out with, if that makes sense. I mean, they're really good people, really supportive of the program, done a really good job raising their kids.
Coach, we get to do something pretty special here on Friday night. You guys get to take this field one more time in a state final. Each season we've been able to talk about the build up to this. We've had the opportunity to chat with you before and after. How do you put into words just how special this is for a community, for these kids on this team, for you and the staff, you name it? What's that mean to be able to get into another state championship?
Well, I mean, this is obviously a very special group. It's kind of a mixed emotional moment for me. Obviously, I hate to see these guys leave, the Aneses and the Hazzards and AJ and Presley, and gosh, I could go down the list and name all these guys. So it's bittersweet knowing we get to line up one more time together and see what we can accomplish. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been using the analogy of we're one body, the entire community, the entire, the parents and the players, and look at it like you got 14 more days to play or live. What are you going to do? And if you think about it in that way, we got 4 more days to live. So, I mean, we got to make something special happen, and hopefully these guys come out and get it done on Friday.
Coach, you're beginning to be a pro at this. And, you guys, once again, you're there on Friday night. And how do you approach this? Are do you go through the same routine that you've gone through, or are you changing it up a little bit?
No, we're gonna be us. The games are won right now, practice through the week, so we got to focus on our practice, and then we got to get through on Saturday or on Friday, and we got to execute football. And that's been the one question I've been asked a lot this week. Going into the fourth straight year of playing in the championship. We just got through honoring a great Ravenwood team that I promise you would switch places with us right now. And there's hundreds of teams around the state that would like to be in our position right now. So win or lose, these kids are not judged on win or losses. They're judged on their what they are. They're just what they are every single day, not just what they are on Friday. They're going to make mistakes. If one of those mistakes costs us the game, then I would hope, I know I will, I'll be the first one, but I would hope everybody is the first one to put their arms around that kid and love that kid, because it is a game. It is not life. It is not anything that we can't get over. But with that being said, we are in it to win it. We want to win this game. We wanted to win the last 3. We felt like we should have won 2 of those. And hopefully we show up and play better than we have the first 3 this week.
Coach, one of the storylines out of here, and I know we don't like talking about just Coach Rathbone, and the focus is always on the kids, but I just got to bring this up, and I want to hear your take on this. Coach Loveday on the other side here. You guys played some football together. Do you mind telling us a little bit about that connection?
Well, we were both on the Carson Newman National Championship runner-up team in '96. He was a receiver. They moved him to tight end. And, he's a good guy. I mean, he really is a good guy. He ran with a different group than I ran with. So it wasn't like we were buddies or anything like that. I was more the poor boy, at Carson Newman. He came from a little bit of money up in Sevier County, that type thing. So, I mean, but he's a genuinely good dude. But I wouldn't say that we hung out on Friday nights or we went and picked up girls together or anything like that. He was much better looking than I was. He was skinny. So,
in other words, there's not going to be love lost come Friday night.
No, I have love for him. He was my Carson Newman Eagle brother. I mean, it's kind of like this team. They'll always have love for one another. I'm just saying there's nothing like, we're not like.
You're not best friends.
Yeah, we're not best friends.
Okay.
I haven't talked to him in 25 years.
I'll say, see.
There we go. Yeah.
25 years.
Well, speaking of his team here a little bit, this group from the east side here, thinking about their quarterback setup. They got a young sophomore out there who's throwing for more than 40 touchdowns. He's got 4 receivers with more than 40 receptions. I mean, this is an offense that's been able to get some things done here. Tell us a little bit about what you've seen looking at some film of these guys and some of the expectations from that team.
Well, Coach Temple on the defensive side have the responsibility of stopping those guys. And, so I talked to them. But quarterbacks are really good. He's got an offer from Virginia Tech. He's about 6'3", 180. He can move a little bit, throws the ball well, got a cannon arm. Reminds me of Hurd's arm a couple years ago. You remember how strong his arm was. They're massive up front. They don't particularly move well up front, but they are big. Their right tackle is going to MTSU. They got another left guard, I believe it was, that's signed somewhere. A couple of 6'5" guys, 300 guys, got a 6'4", 310. So we're going to have our hands full up front. This will be the biggest team we faced. Their athletes are very similar to our athletes. They're not going to blow you away with speed, I don't think. But, if we get out of position, then they can beat us deep. Defensively, they hustle to the ball. They fly to the ball. We think there's some things we could do to be successful against them and hopefully keep our defense off the field.
Well, thinking back to this semifinal, tell us a little bit about how this team was able to overcome an opening touchdown by Springfield, and you guys are on the road at their spot there. Some home cooking there as well. We won't need to speak on that front, but at the same time, thinking of how the boys responded to actually trailing and giving up a rare touchdown on top of that too. But what did you see from your guys and how they responded in that Springfield game?
Well, I mean, Springfield was a good team, but there's an old saying that a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. I feel like that's what they found on that first drive. Wiebush was there to make a play. He didn't exactly play the ball. He played the guy, and he learned from his mistake. He didn't let it happen the rest of the night. And our defense just took over the game and gave us the ball, set up the offense in great field position all year, like they have all year long. And we capitalized on drives. And ultimately, our offensive line kind of took over that game late in the fourth quarter. And that's kind of what we've been this year. We've had to adjust from slinging it all over the field for the past couple of years to being a more ball control, setting up our defense, trying to keep them fresh, keep them on the field. So it's been a philosophy adjustment for me. It's been hard, but we've stuck to it, and it's worked so far.
We have a lot of guys we're going to be able to chat with tonight. So many of these guys have been playing with, for you and with you and alongside one another for so many years. Tell us a little bit before we get them up here, just the experience side and how close this team is, because again, going back to 5th, 6th, 7th grade, all these guys have been playing together for so long, and you got so many of these guys that have been, starting every game for 3-4 years now here too. So just give us a little bit of a take on the experience of this Page team.
Well, especially if you look at guys like Hazzard and Anes, they played together for so long, since 5th grade. It's almost like they're brother and sister, and I'll let y'all choose which one. But they compete very well with each other. They compete against each other. They're both dudes. And then you throw Wiebush and throw all these other guys into the wrinkle. I mean, and then our junior class is pretty special, pretty good as well. So they all bond together. But the most, AJ, he's had to move over and play a lot on defense as well. He had his best defensive game the other night. He played extremely well, but he's a dude offensively. I don't want to make him nervous, but Austin P will be there on Friday to watch him. But these guys are just no pressure. I mean, he just plays his game. I mean, it's not any pressure. I'll tell you another one, Knight Wilson. He's done a great job all year. Had talked to Western Kentucky today about him. He don't know it yet, but they're going to offer him over the next couple of weeks. You throw in Jake, who's kind of that clog in the middle that nobody can seem to move. He's kind of like an anchor. And then you got Eli and then Sean Cunningham. It's just that we got a bunch of good players on that team. And they may not all be elite Power 4 players, but they're very good high school players. And they eat off each other. They feed off each other. And then you got Anes and Hazzard and Wiebush, and they're kind of mentoring the whole group, kind of like the father figure of the whole group, getting on the others when they're not hustling or doing what they're supposed to do. And that's what it takes to be successful. My job's fairly easy. Our coach's job's fairly easy in that, we give them a mission or a responsibility, and they go out and execute it. And then you start talking on the back end. We got a little sophomore, Colin Mulick, who had 2 interceptions. The other night he had that one-headed interception. So that's a kid that's never played defense before in his life until fall camp this year. So I mean, it's a special group, and they can't have success without each other, and each other can't have success without the team, and that's kind of what they feed off of all year.
Well, we're going to have Hazzard names up here in a few minutes. We'll clarify which one,
we'll double check on that
may
front.
go by the. We'll figure that out for you if you want to, Coach. We'll ask some questions. We're not bashful about asking questions, but
just make sure I'm off the stage when you start asking those questions. Man,
well,
I think the team's most excited about AJ being up here and talking, though.
I like it.
He's got a crazy personality. He's a crazy trash talker on the field. Jake told me some of the trash talking he does on the field this past weekend. You got to ask him about that. It's pretty creative. So you'll get a kick out of AJ.
So there's a lot of creativity in this room. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, if we wasn't a football team, we could probably be a pretty good band team. I mean, there's a lot of creativity and a lot of characters You should have heard them singing the Christmas carols on the bus on the way back the other night. It was something weird.
So we're not going to have an album anytime soon, but maybe. You never know.
The Chipmunks.
Yeah. Coach Rathbone, is there anything else you'd like to add before we start bringing some kids up here?
No, I tell these kids all the time, and they got 3 more days left of it. I love them. They're a special group, and they're going to do something special Friday night.
All looking forward to it.
That's
Everybody,
right.
Coach Charles Rathbone of Page High School. You mentioned AJ. If AJ can come on up here and join us here. He's going to kick things off. We get to talk to a lot of veteran players here tonight, Garth. It's pretty special here.
He had to get that hat on just right.
Well,
Tiger. Oh.
Hey, tell us.
How's it going?
Hey, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Hey, there's a few folks here really excited to have you here. Give us.
I think they're anxious to hear what he's got to say.
Yeah. Well, maybe we just give the mic to you here. Give us. How about here? We'll set the stage here. Friday night, obviously, we got to play a really special game. What are we going to see Friday night?
What are you going to say Friday night? Let's hear the trash talk. What are you going to say to the team?
I'm actually.
What are you going to say to the opposing team? Let's hear some of the trash talk. Go ahead and get it on out there. You can practice right here. There's plenty of people that want to hear this.
When I go out there, I don't start off by talking trash. It's just I got to do my job, and I got to make sure I'm doing it well that game before I get confident enough to say something.
So you're not confident enough to be vocal out there until you get hit in the mouth a few times and see how you take it. Is that what you're saying?
No. I just got to go out there and.
See, he asks all the serious questions. I get into where we just go right there. We just dive right into it.
It actually depends on how I'm doing on defense that day.
I mean, are you going to smack them in the mouth, or are they going to smack you in the mouth?
I smacked them on the mouth.
All right. Okay. And what are you going to say to them after you smack them in the mouth?
I usually don't say much. I just last game I was pointing with my hands a lot, like pointing at the ball, stuff like that, because they were just talking. I was just pointing at the ball when it was past the first line or the first down marker.
Hey, the actions are what makes it happen, right? You don't have to say much if you get the job done the way you want to, right?
Yeah.
I've got a feeling he's not telling the whole truth, though.
I was thinking the same thing.
You don't just point, see ball. There's something that you say when you say see ball.
Yeah.
And you probably say something about the opposing team when you say see ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, hey, well said. Well said.
Your teammates are going to come up here in a minute, and they're probably going to tell us what you say. So you're going to get an opportunity right now to say what. Don't let them say what you say. What do you? I mean, how do you?
All around, I'm a pretty humble guy, and I don't try to talk that much. But Bone kind of said that, and now you guys are asking questions.
No, I know. Well, hey, thinking of your position, AJ, tell us just so much about what Page is here is in the trenches up there, man, and getting things done here. You go back to the Springfield game, that big 8-minute drive, things like that, and then this defense, of course, too. But just give us your perspective about how tight this team is and how talented it is, and what it's like being a part of this.
Yeah, we're big up front, and we got a lot of experience, and we just first and foremost we like to run the ball first, and then get the passing going later, and when we're running it, we just like to keep on running it. Defense, when they're just doing their thing, we're just rolling. Yeah.
Well, Coach kind of mentioned about how you've, and you even said it too, alluding to your game and how you feel about a game has a lot to do with the defensive side. Expand on that. Explain to us a little bit about that role you try to play and what you try to do.
So, yeah, Kaufman started out the year at a strong end, but he got hurt during the Centennial game. So me and Curl was working in more. I haven't really been playing that much, but I played it last year, so me and him switch off. He starts, I come in, so we go drive on, drive off, just
kind of get a little bit of break, so we're fresher for offense, and we're just making the most of it. Yeah.
I see. Well, that group you mentioned, Curly, Jake's there too, and all these guys up front. Eli, tell us about how tight you guys are and how you guys work.
Yeah, we just work as a group. Defense, just everyone does their job. And shout out to Bone and Eli; they go both ways the whole game, so they got a lot of endurance to do that, and it takes a special player to do that. And yeah. Hazzard and Anes on the end, they just clean everything up. And secondary, having games like they did last week, we're just very good defense. And Coach Temple, yeah. A lot of credit goes to him for watching film all weekend and then coming out on Monday with new schemes. And he's a huge part of our defense as well.
Thinking about this week here a little bit. What have you seen, and what are some thoughts about this other team on the other side we're going to see Friday night?
Offensively, their O-line's pretty big, and defensively, it's nothing we've never seen before. Their ends, we've seen. I think number 8 reminds me a lot of 44 from Centennial, and we think that there's something we can handle, and we got to get the run game started early, and then we should be good from there.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk to a couple guys here too, and before we do that, I want you to almost give us a little rundown on each of these guys. We've had them on the show. We've talked to them before too, but being one of those leaders, being with these guys forever, tell us a little bit about Brenden Anes first.
Brenden Anes, he's all-around athlete. He can play any position on the field, and he's a good leader as well, and he's going to go do great things at UT.
Well, we know that. Give us a little more.
Oh, hey, wait. We can settle this right now. Yeah, we're gonna ask the question. Okay.
What do you got?
Well, Coach Rathbone said, one was a boy and one was a girl, so I'm gonna ask you something. Tendency. It takes a girl longer to get ready than it does a boy to go out. Okay, so let's talk about after practice. Let's talk about after game. Who takes longer to get ready to go out, Anes or Hazzard?
So after the game, we all kind of like get undressed and changing our.
You don't have to go into all that. You don't have to go into all that.
We get into our normal clothes and we go home.
I didn't ask all that. I said who takes longer to get ready to go?
Eric for sure.
That's all right, Hazzard. That's one down
sure.
for you.
It's like 2 hours before the game. He's already getting all the stuff together, and he just does his thing.
So he likes to look at himself in the mirror a little bit more than Ames. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So he goes in front of the mirror and flexes quite a bit. Is that right?
Yeah. I see him as a big TikToker. Like, he doesn't post on TikTok, but I bet his drafts are like drip and.
Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. See, I told you we'd settle this.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned Anes and Hazzard. We're going to chat with both of those guys, and we're also going to talk to our most recent Gateway Tire Athlete of the Week, and Mr. Wiebush as well. Tell us about William.
William, I'd probably say he's the biggest leader on the team. He's always trying to help out with anyone who needs help on the team, and when he's out of the game, like early in our region, he's on the sideline coaching up more than anybody else, just trying to help other people get better, and that's the kind of person he is.
See, again, that's one of those things we get to know following this team and seeing him play a little bit. But now tell us a little more behind the scenes about him.
About our team?
Wiebush.
Wiebush?
You're the insight guy, man.
He's like in between Brenden and Hazzard. He's like, Brennan's pretty simple. He's kind of like me and some others. He gets dressed like maybe 20 minutes before the game starts. And then Hazzard's, he's dressing early, but Wiebush is in between. He's got his thing where he goes out onto the field. So that's how I'd put it.
He's got a nice truck.
He does have a nice truck, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a recent customer of mine, so that makes it
Oh,
a
yeah.
real nice truck.
Yeah, he's got a real nice truck.
Dadgum right.
Yep.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about this week and just how special it is to go out one more time with these guys?
Fourth opportunity, and we just need to make the most of it. Had a good day of preparation today and 2 more good days the rest of this week, and get everything cleaned up on Thursday and go out there and leave it all on the field in Chattanooga.
So are you ready?
Yeah.
You sure you're ready?
Yeah. Shout out to Chisholm, too. Hey, he had an absolutely amazing week on special teams last week, though. All seriousness.
Hey,
Well done.
you got to know your role players, right? You got to know know your role.
Yeah.
That's a good
Well,
job.
hey, we appreciate you taking some time, man. Great job. Thanks for letting us pester you a little bit up here,
You're
too.
welcome.
And we'll see you Friday night, all right?
Sounds good.
Mr. Austin, thank you, sir. A quick shout out to some of those sponsors here. If we can get Brenden to come up here,
Yeah, I was going to say, where do you want to go with this show
well,
now?
That's the thing. We're going to keep working down. We got a
AJ
few
tried
more
to get in the
seniors
dressing
here.
room there.
Again, we're sponsored by Stonegate Homes, Toyota of Cool Springs, Gateway Tire and Service. We got Brenden Anes, one of 2 Mr. Football finalists on this team. Mr. Anes, give us a little rundown. How great has it been to get to this point one more time as a senior for Paige here?
Yeah, it's really awesome. We got a really special group of guys. You can all see them back here. They've been live all night, so that's great. And you just talked to AJ. You got a little bit of inside information there, as you can see. But no, it's awesome. I love these guys, and we're going to do it this year.
Thinking of this build-up and playing through this postseason here, to give us a little bit about maybe what you guys might have learned or things that you've worked on through the postseason that you're pretty excited about, and then how do we get it all together for one more big game Friday?
Yeah, no, just throughout the postseason, we've just been kind of doing our thing. I mean, we just been balling out, really. And, you know, we just been working on staying more locked in during the week. You know, Columbia gave us a great game, first round of the playoffs. We weren't really expecting that. They came out hot. You know, so from there, we had to just kind of take every game more serious, I feel like. I mean, that was really it. We've been locked in ever since. Offense is doing an amazing job past couple weeks. It's not just the defense. But, yeah.
This group here, I mean, you see it from parents to coaches to players to younger siblings, you name it here. It's such a cool community feel here. What's it been like being a Paige Patriot?
I mean, it's been great. Like you said, the community here is awesome. Nothing but love from all the parents, the fans, the students. I mean, even the younger kids, like the elementary school kids are always out there right after halftime giving high fives and whatnot. So it's a great confidence booster going into the second half and whatnot. But, you know, it's an awesome community. I love being a Paige Patriot.
It's my turn now. So it's just us. Let's forget about that Facebook over there, and let's forget about that Instagram right there, and let's forget about all these parents. Last time you were on the show, you made a big life announcement right after our show. You sure you don't want to tell us a little bit inside something tonight? You remember what happened the night you were on last time?
Yeah, that was like Monday, the week I committed to Tennessee, right?
I'd call that a big decision.
Yeah.
You didn't tell us that on the show.
Nah.
I mean, you could have let us know. We're buddies.
Nah, I can't say that on the show. Nah, I can't say that on the show
But
before I announce it.
I'm a VFL too.
Yeah. You went
Yeah.
to Tennessee?
Yes, I did. That's right. So congratulations.
Thank you.
That was a big decision. Proud
Yes,
of you.
sir. Thank you.
That's right. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Well, I know.
I'm going to ask Hazzard a question like that here in a minute too. So don't worry. You didn't just get put on the spot.
That's
Your time's coming.
Speaking of that, I know on Thursday we get to have a special moment there too when we actually get to make it official here. Tell us, leading into this week, knowing that we have that final game one more time Friday, Thursday we're making it official. I mean, all those things. How do you sum up such an an awesome week.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great way to wrap up a high school career. I don't think you could draw it up any better than to have the state championship same week that you're signing. So, no, it's really cool.
All right. Well, we have two more guys we want to chat with here. Can you introduce us to Mr. Hazzard coming up here?
The Duke of Rudderville.
Thank you so much, Brenden. Congratulations. Brenden Anes, everybody, of Page High, one of those many seniors. Eric Hazzard, come on up, big man. Again, this is the WillCo Sports Power Hour live here at Tony's Eat and Drink. Focusing in on our Page Patriots. 4 times now we're in that state finals. Mr. Hazzard, you've been a part of each one of these now, and you're the oldest high school player ever with your 60th game coming up. Sum that up. What a career. You've had 3 high school careers in a career, man.
Yes, sir. It's huge. I mean, I owe it all to everything that's come before me, and just having the opportunity to be on such a great 4 teams. It's huge for me. It's huge for the Page, and it's put us on the map, and I'm just continuing to build.
So we've got to chat with a couple of these other seniors here, and we're going to chat with Wiebush after this as well to close things out. But this group, that group of seniors, so many of you guys been playing together for so long. How special is it playing alongside those guys?
It's huge for us. I mean, we all go in and work every day, and just to see some of these guys come out here and know all the hard work we put in over the summer, to see it come to life, it's big for us. And to see it all come in a state championship form, that's huge. So we need to take care of business.
One of the things we've been doing is, each time we chat, you even are by the book and to the business side of things, because, that's just, I feel like that's a lot of your personality here. But just give us a little insight into this week as a whole. We just heard from Brenden as well, too. We make it official Thursday. Somehow we got signing day all into this. And come Friday, you get one more high school football game. So many of you guys have that next stage already set up here. It's a lot to wrap your head around. So how do you wrap your head around that?
It definitely is. And then now to have the opportunity to sign on the state championship week, just having that opportunity to show what all the work you've put in, and to have a state championship game you get to go play for Friday, that's really special to us. It's special for the guys that get to sign early, and then next month we're going to be in college. So it's come really fast, and now we got to show what we have.
One of the things, before I let Garth take over here, too, we chatted with Coach Hester a little bit about it, and just the idea of, your older brother, and that photo we were sharing, it's like my young face and your tiny little face there, too. When watching Austin, make it into a championship game, and just kind of developing underneath him and playing with him and seeing those things. What was that kind of like, and how do you how did that kind of shape you in a way, maybe?
At the time, I was so young, I didn't really have my head around what a state championship game was, what all it meant, and then to come over my freshman year and go to the state title first year I was in high school, and to play 15 games through that, and now being a senior, being in my 4th game, I show a lot of my credit to Austin, who's pushed me every year, and along with my parents and grandparents, just being here even tonight, and just continuing to push me through it all.
Garth, I think you got a couple things you want to go with here, huh?
Yeah, I do. All right, first thing, who's the most vocal player on the team? If you had to, because I'm building up to something that they're going to do here in a little while, so I need to know something. Who's the most vocal? You, Wiebush, Brenden, all 3 of y'all. When you guys were coming back on the bus the other night, which one of you guys got up and started singing like a chipmunk and sounding like, which one of you? Was it you?
Grayson Chisholm.
So he's the cheerleader of the bunch.
He definitely is.
All right, we'll get him up here too. All right, so now, once again, it's just us, not that thing over there, not that thing right there, and not all these people out here. You sort of got another offer come lately. It's maroon in color. Now, two of the other people that have been up here, they've flipped. You staying at Louisville?
I'm 100% committed.
All right. Why Louisville? Why not Mississippi State?
They've been a program that stood out to me from the beginning, just the way they reach out to me and always contact me and pour into me. I was sitting back there earlier. Coach Hagan called me a D-line coach at Louisville, and that's something you don't see a lot of. So they've really stood out to me in that way.
Every Monday night they call you, right?
Every Sunday night.
Every Sunday night and Monday night?
We'll hear from some of them throughout the week, but Coach
Because the
Hagan,
last time you were here, you got a phone call from them on a Monday night too.
that was the DC.
So you got a call from the defensive coordinator. Tonight you got a call from the defensive lineman. So they really love you.
Yes, sir.
Now, when you go up there, are you going to spend as much time in front of the mirror?
I don't even spend that much time in front of the mirror. I get my clothes on and I walk out.
Uh-oh.
It is what it is.
That's all right. That hat's got to be on just right. I understand. With love right here, this young man, great career, great. Wrap it up on Friday night, all right?
Yes, sir.
We'll get you back up here in a
Hey,
minute.
one other thing about A.J. Johnson's trash talk, it sounds like a 3-year-old trying to talk trash to their parents.
Oh, wow. Mr. Hazzard, thank you so much. Our award winner of the hour here, Mr. William Wiebush, if you can come on up here, our latest Gateway Tire Male Athlete of the Week. Another one of these seniors here, too. Just looking forward to getting a little more insight here, man. Here, let's go right back to a semifinal win before we get anything. I know we've recapped a ton here, but what did you guys learn at Springfield, and how did you guys pull out a win?
Yeah, I think, we were able to pull out the win just by attacking every possession like it was the first possession of the game, being 0-0. I think we learned, too, that we need to come out hot and, that even if we do get down 7-0 like we did, we just got to respond just like we did. And, if we can keep doing that next week or this Friday, I think we'll be in good shape.
This team here, obviously we have so many of the guys here, so many of the families here as well, but just thinking of that balance. We just talked to Eric and Brenden and AJ about that a little bit. How are you finding that balance in, hey, I'm still trying to have fun. I'm still trying to be a high school kid, but everything's laid out in front of me and I have a championship game to play Friday. How do you find all that balance?
Yeah, finding a balance is definitely hard. On the weekends, I definitely try and remove myself from football as much as I can. Spend time with my friends, my family, and then Monday, it's time to work, get back to work. I think also, recovery is a big part. That helps me get my mind off of it, whether I'm, getting in the hot tub or doing cryotherapy. That always helps. And then during school, too, you can't forget about the studies. That's hard. I do forget sometimes to take care of that. But I'd say that's probably 3 on the totem pole. Football first, then family, and then I guess school's third. But Mom, I'm probably, you're not too happy to hear that, but it's kind of evident.
She didn't hear you.
All right.
She's just glowing from ear to ear right over there right now. She didn't hear that.
Yeah, getting a balance between all that, it's definitely something I think I'm going to struggle with at the next level, with it being so important. But, I'm excited, definitely.
So it sounds like on this bus ride home, we got into some Christmas carols here a little bit, and Chisholm keeps getting pulled out here to talk a little bit about. Can you describe a little bit about what that atmosphere was like?
We were all in the holiday spirit. I don't really know what all went down because I was asleep, so I can't speak into specifics. But I did hear stories from when I woke up back at school.
Okay, well that was a good way to get
He
out
was
of it.
asleep. Yeah, he just buzzed right there. Okay, all right. So you're you play in the in the back. So you're up there and you're seeing Pretty Boy Hazzard and you're seeing Ames up there. They're ready to attack. So do you ever hear them up there talking smack to the other team? I mean, seeing you're in the back, can you hear them up there saying some stuff?
No, not ever. These guys in the stands, they make it so loud for us when we're on defense. It's hard just to communicate with the corner right beside us, and I think that speaks volumes for the fans and the family we've got. Making noise, whether we're up 30 points, whether it's a tie game, it it's always something to be special, and it's very helpful too that the offense can't communicate either.
So one more question. I got to know, does your truck ride better now?
Absolutely, I love those tires.
It
Thank
definitely
you.
should. Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. So you got another serious question?
Well, one of the things we chatted about, we had AJ up here, obviously, and you having the opportunity to play a lot of quarterback as well, switching out with Mitchell there. Tell us, again, kind of what you mentioned about just how easy it is to get to do what you have to do when you're under center with guys like that up front.
Oh yeah, they make it so much easier for me than they really should. Like the 5 guys up front, or if we've got a 6 lineman in there blocking, whether we're passing or throwing the ball, like I'm running through wide open holes, the backs are running through wide open holes, and it really helps too, like throwing to wide open guys. I mean, sitting back there the other night, I don't think I got pressured at all. I had a pretty dirty jersey, but it was all from playing defense. None of the marks on my jersey came from playing offense, and I think that speaks volumes just to how bought in they are up front.
One more, thinking about on Friday. I know you guys have been doing a lot more film study on this other team. Tell us what you've seen and some expectations and thoughts about Friday night.
Yeah, they kind of offensively remind me of us a little bit. They like to spread the ball around, like to take shots, like to get the ball in the perimeter quick. And then they've got a pretty good run game, too, to go along with it. And then defensively, they're a really good team. You don't get to be 14-0 with having holes in your team anywhere. So they're a great team, and I think it'll be a really good game.
Well, so that's pretty much going to wrap that up with you. All right. But now we're going to put the pressure on you. So this has become a little bit of a tradition. This is your 4th year to do this, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. As you guys, I promised you something, but sometimes I have to break my promises. But I'm not going to break it in full.
Well, we got to have the guys do it here.
That's right, because if any of you follow Slay, he likes Voodoo Donuts, and he had to get Voodoo Donuts tonight and catch a plane. So he is on a plane now to Charlotte, so we can't do a call-in with Slay. So I want to know from you, Mr. Wiebush, who is, once again, I'm going to ask you, who's the biggest cheerleader? Because we're going to do a pep rally right here with the players. Y'all have heard this 3 years, so now you're going to, as seniors, you pick the seniors, because tonight is your night. That's your award. So you get to pick the seniors that's going to come up here and lead your team. It doesn't have to be just one. Lead the team and all of these parents out in preparation for Friday night, okay? It's your moment.
I think we got a lot of good options back here. I think looking back there right now, it looks like Chisholm's the favorite, but I think I'm actually going to pass on Chisholm. I think I'm going to pick the guy who led all the caroling the other night, Merlin. Wherever Merlin is, let's get him up. Oh, he's not here? Oh. Then probably Frito. Frito! That biggest cheerleader right here. Best teammate on the team right here.
Let's have that pom-pom right there. All right. How many years has he been in the program?
4.
So you know how the pep rallies go here, right? You don't know?
I don't know it.
Oh, nah, you can't. You don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know anything about lock the door? Any of that type stuff?
Lock the door.
What position does he play? Because I know he doesn't trash talk.
Grayson, do you know it?
We'll get more up here with you.
Hey,
Bring some
Chisholm.
more up here. Bring some more, seriously.
Let's bring Chisholm.
Chisholm, come on.
Come on, Grayson.
What am I doing?
You're leading the pep rally.
I don't know the chant either. I don't remember that. I don't think I was here. I locked the door. That's all I said.
Hey, Brenden, AJ, Eric, let's get up here.
Y'all got to get up here. We're going to give the mics up. We're going to give the mics up because you got to get everybody ready to go for Friday night. Don't let me down, Hazzard.
What are we doing? What's lock the dough? To be honest with you, I don't remember lock the dough. Yeah, what is lock the dough?
It's literally just 1, 2, 3, lock the dough.
All right, hey, so look, everybody, on the count of 3, we got to yell at the top of our lungs, lock the door. All right.
Lock the dough.
Lock the dough? All right, it's different. All right. 1, 2, 3. Lock the dough!
Guys, thank you so much. William, I got a Gateway Tire Athlete of the Week plaque for you, man.
Yes,
Best of luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Really looking forward to Friday, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
William Wiebush, our latest Gateway Tire Athlete of the Week. Congratulations.
I tried. He's not answering his phone.
No, we're
I
fine.
tried.
Friday night, everybody. We'll be there, obviously. Really looking forward to a great game here. It's going to be broadcast on WAKM, AM 950. Joe Williams, Dana McClendon are going to be there. I'll be roaming the sidelines. We had some friends from 615 Preps in the house here, too. Joe and Chris, they'll be there, obviously, as well. Garth, it's going to be a busy week. Thursday, we have BGA versus CPA, thinking in-county games here. And then Friday night, we close things out with another Page Championship game matchup.
Yeah, and I think this year's Page's year. I think they've got it in them. This leadership, just having these young men up here tonight, phenomenal. These parents are great. I mean, and every single one of them should be proud of the young men that they have raised. And there we go.
We love it. Hey, Page Patriots Friday night. We'll be there. Watch for all that coverage on the Williamson Herald. And, of course, 615 Preps are other great ones out there.
They disappeared in the crowd, so I'm not real sure where they went.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. Congratulations again to Ravenwood High School, another great season. State semifinalists, 13 in 1 year. The unbeaten boys of Page, 14-0, taking on Sevier County, 14-0. Class 5A state championship Friday night in Chattanooga, 6 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be a beaut. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great atmosphere. These parents from Rutherville, they're going to show up.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be awesome. But anyway, thanks to all of you all for being here. Thanks for having a fabulous young men as your family and just allowing us to have a few minutes with them. We enjoy them. Hazzard, you hold on a minute. So anyway, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good week.
We'll be back here next Monday. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.